What's up, Demon Slayer fans? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most unique and wild characters in anime, Inosuke Hashibira. Now, we all know him as the shirtless, dual-wielding beast of the Demon Slayer Corps who always charges headfirst into battle, literally. But the question is, why does he wear that creepy, yet iconic, boar head? At first glance, it looks like it's just for intimidation. I mean, who wouldn't be terrified of a ripped swordsman screaming at the top of his lungs while wearing the face of a wild boar? But as with most things in Demon Slayer, there's a much deeper meaning hidden beneath the surface. And Inosuke's backstory is one of the most heartbreaking and emotional in the series. So grab your swords, because we're going to uncover the real reason behind Inosuke's mask. Before we talk about the mask, let's talk about the man, or rather, the boy, underneath it. Inosuke Hashibira is brash, hot-headed, and always ready to pick a fight. He's the kind of guy who will challenge literally anyone to prove he's the strongest, even his own friends like Tanjiro and Zenitsu. But the thing is, Inosuke didn't grow up in a normal home. He didn't learn kindness, discipline, or social behavior from his family. In fact, most of the time when we see him around humans, he doesn't even understand basic social cues. That's because Inosuke was raised in the wilderness. He's a child of the mountains, a product of pure survival. And that fact is tied directly to the boar mask. Let's rewind to his origins. Inosuke's mother, Kotoha Hashibira, lived a tragic life. She was married to an abusive husband, and eventually, she ran away with baby Inosuke, desperate to protect him. But her search for safety took her straight into the hands of a powerful demon, Doma, one of the upper-ranked 2 demons of the 12 Kazuki. At first, Doma seemed kind and welcoming. He offered her shelter at his temple, a place that looked safe and peaceful. But of course, this was nothing more than a trap. Doma was a monster who devoured humans, and when Kotoha discovered the horrifying truth, it was already too late. In a desperate attempt to save her baby, she ran. She clutched Inosuke tightly as she tried to escape Doma's temple. But when she realized she couldn't outrun the demon, she made the ultimate sacrifice. She threw Inosuke into a river, hoping the current would carry him to safety. Sadly, Kotoha was killed, but her son survived, washed ashore in the wild mountains. And this is where fate took a strange turn. Instead of being found by humans, Inosuke was discovered by wild animals, specifically boars. One mother boar in particular raised him as if he were her own child. She gave him protection, comfort, and something resembling a family. For young Inosuke, who had no memory of his human mother, this boar became his only parent. Now here's the crucial part, that boar mask Inosuke wears isn't just a random piece of animal skin. It actually belonged to the very mother boar who raised him. When she eventually died, Inosuke took her head and crafted it into a mask. It may sound gruesome, but to Inosuke, this wasn't about brutality, it was about survival and memory. The mask represents the bond he had with his boar mother, the only family he knew. By wearing it, he keeps her close, almost like carrying her spirit with him wherever he goes. And if you think about it, it explains a lot about his character. The mask is both armor and identity. It's how Inosuke protects himself emotionally while also striking fear into his enemies. But at the same time, it's a memorial, a way of never forgetting the one creature that cared for him when the human world had abandoned him. So what does the boar head really mean on a deeper level? Well, it's symbolic of Inosuke's personality. On the outside, it's rough, wild, and terrifying. Just like his fighting style, which is untamed and based on instinct rather than traditional form. But on the inside, beneath all the rage, screaming, and chest beating, there's a child who longs for love, family, and connection. Inosuke is often portrayed as comedic relief with his over-the-top behavior, but his mask is a constant reminder that his life was built on tragedy. It also explains why he's so disconnected from human society. He literally grew up learning how to survive from animals, not people. He doesn't know manners, he doesn't understand kindness the same way Tanjiro does, and yet, deep down, he craves that warmth. And this is why his friendships with Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Nezuko are so important. For the first time in his life, Inosuke experiences what it's like to have a real family. Slowly, he starts to rely less on the mask as intimidation and more as a piece of identity, a symbol of where he came from, but also how far he's come. Inosuke's boar head isn't just an accessory, it's his story. It's the story of a boy who lost everything, was saved by the wilderness, and turned that pain into strength. It's a piece of his past that travels with him into every battle, reminding him of the only parent he ever knew, and at the same time fueling his resolve to protect the new bonds he's formed. So the next time you see him charging into battle, sword swinging, screaming his lungs out while that boar head bounces on his shoulders, remember, he's not just a wild child trying to act tough. He's a boy honoring the memory of his foster mother, the boar who gave him a second chance at life. And that, my friends, is the real reason why Inosuke wears the boar head. It's not just intimidation, it's not just style, it's his identity, his past, and his tribute to the only family he had in the wild. So what do you guys think? Does knowing the truth about Inosuke's mask make you see him differently? Personally, I think it makes him one of the most tragic, yet most inspiring characters in Demon Slayer. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let me know if you want me to break down the hidden meanings behind other Demon Slayer characters. And hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you never miss an anime breakdown. Thanks for watching, and remember, even the wildest beasts can have the softest hearts.